What's up, guys? So this has been a little while since I've made a last video. I've been going through a lot of stuff as far as transitioning with new baby and new work schedules and all kinds of craziness with our 3 kids that are under 4. So this was a quick informational that I wanted to share with you guys because as some of you know, you've been following my journey. I've been battling parasites, and it's had its ups and its downs, and this is mainly going to get into talking about wormwood and wormwood toxicity in a little bit here, but I'm going to catch you up a little bit. So it's mid-October now, and I've basically found out at the beginning of the year doing coffee enemas that I have parasites, and there's days where I've eliminated 1 foot, 2 foot, and longer parasites every day to every other day for at least the first 6 months, and after that, there were some very large ones that I did eliminate, and it still caused quite a bit of problems for me as far as discomfort and pain getting rid of these things because, I guess some of the ways that I've read about getting rid of them, like Gubarev and Volinsky talk about, is Volinsky did fasting for 40 days and eliminated several adult, large-size ropeworm parasites. And so since I've been on a keto diet, I've lost so much weight already that when I started out to do a fast as well, that was similar to that. I was just doing a water fast only, where I was taking anti-parasitics. And in 7 days, I actually lost too much weight, and there was just no way for me to... I could have kept it going. I felt really great, and I was doing fine energy-wise, and I was able to do regular daily activities to a lot of extent. But I had to break the fast just because I was so thin. I just lost so much weight. And so, I packed on some more pounds now. I'm not, too big or whatever. It's probably a perfect amount of weight that I'm carrying right now for my size. Still doing mostly a ketogenic diet, even though I've been working in a couple of carb loading days here and there. And that transition after taking the 7-day fast, basically, where I even quit coffee, that was ridiculously hard on me. I've not quit coffee in I don't know how long. And honestly, I detoxed from the coffee, and that part wasn't hard, actually. So as soon as the headache set in after first or second day without coffee, I got into a detox bath where I used ACV and some different mineral salts, and the headache went away almost immediately, and I felt fine. So that's really good if you want to quit cigarettes or quit other things. I'm sure the detox baths would also help you to alleviate some of the issues that you're going through. So moving on, the wormwood. I actually found a place online where I was buying 8 ounces of wormwood, and I was consuming a large amount of it. I read that people took up to 21 grams a day, and they usually only suggest that you use it for 4 to 5 weeks. And then you should take a break to kind of alleviate the thujone from your body. It's illegal in a lot of places now because the thujone can be poisonous and could be deadly, but there is also standardized versions out there that make sure the thujone levels are not excessively high. And I feel really lucky and very blessed that I have the knowledge that I do, and that I was able to deal with consuming large amounts of wormwood. Because basically what happened was, right after the fast, I was in an extreme amount of pain because this thing basically started feeding on me more heavily, and it could only feed in one spot, which was like the very lower part of my bowels, like right at the anus, basically. It was the only place it could really feed because I had been using MSM as well, which worked magically. It worked really well to flush my intestines. They believe the MSM binds to your receptors in your digestive tract, making it hard for them to cling on to adhere to. And I could really testify that. I could tell that was working because I could feel this thing try and move to other parts of my digestive system in my large, ascending, descending, transverse colon, in those areas, and it really didn't stay long because I don't think it could really access my blood because I had such a strong MSM coating and stuff. So the downside to that is I guess the MSM couldn't really coat the very exit of my bowels because that's made up of different material. In general, it's just a basic muscle. And I mean, for me, I've known for a long time that when I went to the bathroom, I mean, a long time this year as far as that goes, that when I went to the bathroom, that I would feel the thing actively feeding on that area because that's where all the blood was flowing. And yeah, it gets kind of graphic. But anyway, so I would clench up my butt to tighten it and notice that the pain went away very quickly. But anyway, so since my lower digestive tract, the large colon, was completely covered in MSM, it couldn't feed anywhere else, so that became very bothersome and very difficult for me to move around, walk, work, do anything, as it was basically engorging itself. And yeah, I could feel in my large colon how much larger the thing was getting, and I could press on it and make it spit back up what it had been feeding on. And man, sometimes that was the only way that I got my nutrients back, and that was the only way that I was able to fall asleep, because it sucked all the nutrients out of my blood, and it had been, for I don't know how long. Anyways, talking more about the wormwood. The wormwood, the information out there is that when you reach toxic levels of wormwood, that you could have seizures, convulsions, and possibly even death. And for me, I actually noticed after one of the detox baths that I did that I was starting to get tremors, and my fists were clenched up tight and they wouldn't move. And for a little while there, I couldn't even hold my phone. I couldn't do too much of anything. It was very difficult. And so I kept thinking, like, what was going on? What have I been taking that this could possibly be related to? At first, I thought it was just the detox bath that was making me dehydrated. But I have a scale at home, a smart scale that helps me to track my hydration, and I'd actually been better hydrated and able to be better hydrated than I had in a long time. And so that was good. I knew I wasn't dehydrated comparatively because my hydration levels were up quite a bit higher, which had been a struggle for me, probably due to a lack of minerals. So that's why I had been increasing minerals, increasing trace minerals, potassium, magnesium, all those electrolytes, and doing a Soleil salt method, which I've got all those things on my channel that you could learn more about. But anyways, so the wormwood was actually started giving me hand tremors, and there's not a ton of information out there about wormwood because of toxicity reasons, and you should really always just have a master herbalist to oversee whenever you're kind of working and dealing with these herbs. It's a lot riskier if you go it your own and you can't really figure out what's going on with you or your body if you run into problems. And like I said, I was very extremely lucky that I understood what was going on, that I was able to figure it out, because, had I kept on taking the wormwood, I could have had seizures. I could have had a seizure while driving. I could have, who knows what. So the bottom line is, after I figured this out and noticed this, I started taking binders, which, while you're doing detoxes, it's always a good idea to continually take binders, because it can really clear up those different issues of having decaying microorganisms, decaying parasites inside you that are contributing to overall discomfort and Herxheimer reactions. I've got videos about that. I think it's in my playlist on detox. You could check that out. There's more information in other videos of mine that are on my parasite playlist. This is going to go in there as well. But anyways, as soon as I started taking more binders, because I took a little bit of a break from the binders, I used diatomaceous earth, like 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, split it up here and there. I took a spoonful of activated charcoal, and all those things definitely were able to clear the wormwood toxicity out of my system. A lot of the things that are gonna be stored in your liver, so acupressure on your liver, I talk about that a lot. Dr. Berg has got a great video demonstrating the acupressure for your liver flush, manual liver flush. I've used that on my kids. I noticed that helps them out a lot. If you got dark circles under your eyes, then liver flushes for you, manual liver flushes could benefit you. Other than that, binders, guys, it's great. It's the best. I highly suggest it. And yeah, it's been such a battle. I recently read that it could take 36 months to get rid of adult phase intestinal parasites, and that means you have to vary it up and take multiple different routes, and you can't just take the same thing over and over and over again. It was good. I got back to realizing like some of the good ones out there that I can take on a regular basis, like garlic. I just happen to have garlic capsules at home, so I could take 3 grams of garlic daily, or at least 1 gram, and vary it up. Been using cat's claw lately too. The MSM, it did work great. I saw a ton of stuff flush out very quickly, and at 10,000 milligrams, for me, I noticed I was getting a bit more constipated, which if you're doing a parasite cleanse, you don't want to be constipated. Not at all. So, water flushes for your colon or whatever. Keep up your minerals. That's just been some of the things I've been doing lately. Lemon juice enemas, just straight lemon by itself. I juiced like 6 lemons. And from my experience, it really doesn't hurt to do some of these more acidic juices. What hurts is when the parasites get pissed off or when the parasites get hurt, because then, they take it out on you. They're going to try and get back to full strength as fast as possible. And that means they're going to feed on you, and the adult parasites are going to feed on your blood, which is probably one main reason why it takes so long and can be so difficult to get rid of these adult phases. So, anyways, guys, I think that's about all for this. Stay healthy, and thanks for listening to the videos. Like, share, subscribe. Leave your comments below. Let me know. And anyways, thanks for listening, guys.